It's a rainy day in Kentucky. It hasn't rained for like 2 weeks, so it's a perfect time for it to rain because we do not want to drive any kind of convertible cars around. We just came from Cincinnati at the Cincinnati British car days, and we drove this little nice little Austin Healey there. And then while we were doing it, it's actually developed a little exhaust leak, and then it became a really big exhaust leak. But we still made it home, so I'm really happy with it. So now we're gonna fix it. So first thing what we got to do is to move the Mercedes a little bit back, and then we're gonna lift up this car. If you wanna see the video of the Cincinnati British car day, please look at my description, and I'm gonna leave a link in there for you. I got this car from my friend John Norwood. He wasn't too kind to the car, but at least the car survived. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a new exhaust system from the front to the back. It doesn't even cost too much money, so I'm thinking I'm gonna order it from England. I don't like the sound what the Moss Motors exhaust system makes. It doesn't sound like a real Healey, so I think I'm gonna get one from Austin Healey spares from England. Even then, it's just not too much money, so I think I'm just gonna fix this for now and then order a new system, and we'll install it when it comes. So my yoga pad is down there, so we're gonna do a little exercise. I'm gonna go under here and see what happened. I fixed it not too long ago, so you can see the really terrible welding job I did, and this piece is just missing from it. So I need to take this front pipe off from the exhaust manifold, try to re-weld a new piece of this, and then put it back on. So that's all what's gonna need to be done, not too hard. So we're gonna go to a car parts store and find a new piece of these flexible pipes. Well, so far so good. This thing came off really easily. Not too happy, just a little bit with a little bit of hammer, so I can cut off this piece what is welded to it and reuse the rest of this pipe. And I'm just gonna go and find a flexible pipe what goes on this diameter. Easy peasy. What's up, guys?
How are you?
It's Chuck. Let's see if it fits. Yeah, that's probably it. Perfect.
About that.
Yeah, thanks. Here's this new piece we just got from Napa, and I think I'm gonna make a little change to this. So I'm just gonna use the clamps to hold this one to it. I think that's gonna work. And in the front, I'm gonna take this weld off, clean off this pipe, and maybe even I cut it here. That probably would be easiest. I cut it here and then attach this one to it, again using one of these clamps. It's gonna be just a temporary solution until I can get that whole new exhaust system from England. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. First I'm gonna take this off. Maybe I can cut it here. Actually, I can probably get to it with the angle grinder. Just gonna cut it off here and then slide this one over, and then secure it with one of these clamps. As you can see, as you find the pipe, there it is. I got to take off the forward one, just one of them. Just take the brass nuts off, and this piece of exhaust should come out. Yeah, you can see this exhaust. Well, two things. One is it's pretty healthy. It's not rotten. It just looks really ugly. So when they made it, look at how thin that is right there, right after the exhaust manifold. And you can see where they will keep pushing it to get it done. So it's definitely not a purpose-made exhaust. They probably in some muffler shop they got it done in Houston. So I'm pretty sure the new system gonna be a lot better, or gonna look a lot different, which was purposely built for this car. But back to the task. On the back, I need to probably grind this part off, this very ugly welding I did last time. And I want to make sure that pipe will go on the straight part, so it's got to slide on. So, well, let's go and start grinding. As you see, I was able to cut this piece off, the old one, and we're gonna just put the new one on, and there's enough space for the clamp to go on here, so I'm just gonna clamp it. I don't have to weld it. And then I cleaned it up a little bit, so I'm gonna put a little bit of exhaust sealant on it to make sure that it's not gonna leak, and then just put the clamp on it and clamp it up. Be good as new. Well, almost. Isn't that wire wheel looks beautiful with this original looking tire on it? I love it. So next thing to do is determine how long this pipe, this flexible pipe, needs to be. So I'm gonna put this exhaust back on just basically to have it hold it there by hand, and then I can make a mark on this pipe where to cut it. So it looks like this is gonna be just long enough if I would cut it there, and then I can put the two clamps on it, put it all back together. Gonna be perfect. Well, successfully I chopped it off with the Makita. I didn't put it on video because, well, whatever. And then I also wire brushed this mating surface up here with this other one. So I'll clean it up a little to have a better bond for this glue I'm gonna put on. First, I wanted to use this exhaust sealer, but the problem is it's all hard as a rock, so it's not gonna happen. So I'm just gonna use this good old ultra copper. The ultra copper works really well on exhaust. It doesn't burn. I can put it on the exhaust manifold to the cylinder head, and it's just the perfect thing for this. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some ultra copper on this. I don't want to put a new gasket on it because it just doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna just pull it off in a couple months and put a new exhaust system on it. So I'm just gonna put a bunch of these ultra copper on it and it should be fine. All right, I'm ready for installation. I have here ultra copper here in the inside of the pipe, on the outside of the pipe, and the mating surface there. So now I just got to slide this whole piece on and put it up there and secure it with the 3 nuts. As you see, originally this had these brass nuts. You can actually still buy them, and this avoids the problem where your exhaust manifold nuts would lock on and you never can take it off. All right, looks like we are done. I tighten up both of the clamps, the one on the back, one on the front. Tighten up the 3 nuts up there, and looks like we are good to go. So we're just gonna clean up the tools and let the car down. Now that it's done, I'm just gonna check the oil, and I'm probably gonna leave it here for a day for this glue to cure, and then I don't really need to move any cars right now, so I got other stuff to do. So I'm just gonna let it dry up and just check the oil, make sure we didn't leak too many out on the way to Cincinnati. In the front, I got 2 of these arms on each side, what I need to push. So with one hand on each side, I gotta push these locks in so I can raise the hood. If you look inside, this car is, well, as you see, it's not totally restored. According to my friend John, it was restored, but yeah, it's working. That's all I can tell you. It's got the dual carburetors. It's got a really early version where they had a automatic choke attempt. There are the vacuum ports, and then here's the water temperature adjuster, and then some other parts were missing under the carburetor. So yeah, it's not really a good setup at the moment, but it starts and goes, I guess. If it's winter time, it really doesn't want to start, but it's so cold anyway, so it doesn't really need to drive it at all. This is I think it's a Pertronix electronic ignition. It's really well. It's extremely well. This is why the car usually starts, because there's 3 problems with this car: the fuel delivery, the ignition, and the carburetors. The carburetors are super simple, so that's a very rare occurrence that something is going on with them, but the ignition fails and the fuel pump fails. that's basically the main reason why these cars won't run or won't start. But looking around, I'm gonna have to put just a little bit more oil in it. Yep, it's just about just a little more, and we're gonna check the the belt is a little bit loose, so I'm gonna tighten up on this dynamo a little bit. And I always using the Castro oil, I'm sorry, not the Castro oil, the Rotella, the Shell Rotella 30, the straight 30 in these old engines, because they all have needs which the new oils are not giving them, because they're leaving all kind of stuff out of it. So anyhow, we're gonna put a little bit oil, tighten up this generator belt, and it's good to go. Repair was successful. Looks like everything works just fine. See you guys next Friday with something else. Bye.